Hi, I'm Jacqueline and I've been a secondary school principal with the New South Wales Department of Education for 18 years. Throughout my time in this position, I've convened a number of merit selection panels, and given the new guidelines that have been developed in consultation with the New South Wales Teachers Federation, I wanted to share some advice on how to write a successful application. Well, every school has a particular context. And I think if you are running a merit selection panel, then you're looking for somebody who is going to fit in with particularly the specific criteria that you've advertised for the job. Now, those specific criteria will determine whether the applicant is suitable for your context. For example, at Sydney Technical High School, we were a school that focused on gifted and talented education. It was therefore really important that applicants had some knowledge and understanding of what it meant to teach gifted boys. I would recommend that they actually do as much casual teaching as they possibly can to get a good sense of, how schools operate and what schools are looking for. And if they do manage to get casual teaching opportunities, then they need to access as much, assistance and insight as they can from their colleagues in school. And they need to have a look at other people's CVs. That's always really useful to see what kind of, what a good application looks like. And as far as they possibly can, go to any seminar about how to write a good CV. I think those things would be quite useful. I think key features of a great application are that you get a real sense of narrative from the person who's writing that application. And I particularly like a model which I think is probably used in other areas of the public service, and that's called the STAR model. So first thing, you need to describe your context or your situation. Then you have to let the panel know what the task is that you undertook. Then you need to also communicate what actions followed from that. And then you need to let people know what the results were. And I think it's very important to tell the panel what the results were, because if you are looking at school outcomes, then you need to be able to determine where you've been a successful leader. There's a tendency for applicants to try to write far too much about the strategies that they used in implementing a program. I think panels probably relate much better to hard data. X% of our students were not reaching minimum standard. We put 3 things in place. The result of this was 3 or 4 things. There tends to often be a lot of very confusing information in the middle of a criteria like that, which you don't actually need. And clarity and succinctness, I think, are very, very important. My top 3 tips for writing a compelling application are to answer the criteria to the absolute best of your ability, to give a real good sense of your own energy and your own skills and your own experiences, and also to make sure that when you're writing your application, you get somebody to proofread it for you, you don't leave spelling errors in it, and you don't leave the wrong school in it by mistake.